going on? Scuzz311 here. This is Final Fantasy X, and I'm extremely excited about this because Final Fantasy is one of my favorite game series, and Final Fantasy X is one of the best of that series, I think. One of my favorites, at least. So this is a compilation package of Final Fantasy X and X-2, which was the first direct sequel to a Final Fantasy game back then. Now they have 13.2 and 13.3 and whatever they're doing. So, obviously you get Final Fantasy X in this. You get the Eternal Calm, which I believe is a movie that kind of bridges the gap between the two games. Then you got X-2, and then X-2 Last Mission, which is some playable stuff that kind of finishes what happens after that game. And then credits and bonus audio. I actually checked this out. Basically it's just credits with some audio over the top of it of a couple characters meeting Tidus after everything that's happened and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to concentrate here on 10 for the most part. Well, we are going to concentrate on 10 really. This isn't going to technically be 100% because there's a lot of stuff in this game that takes a lot of time to get to. The story is the most important thing for me, getting through it. You know, I haven't played this game in years and years, so. But they actually have some extra enemies in here because this is the international edition of what we haven't gotten in the US before. There's some dark Aeons that you can fight, but you really have to get your guys set up very strong. It could take probably 50 to 100 hours to get to level your guys up where you can take those monsters on. So I may add that into the game at some point, but for the most part through this beginning part we're just going to try to get through the game itself. I'll figure out how I want to do that when the time comes. So let's get going. Okay, so we could have obviously new game, load, data transfer. I believe that's how it works with the Albed primers if I remember correctly. We'll worry about that later. So new game, and I'll be in the International Edition. They have a different sphere grid. Sphere grid is how you level your characters up. The standard one is the one that we've gotten before, where all the characters are kind of spread out on this large grid, and they all are kind of have predetermined roles. You know, Tidus is a fast, agile character. Lulu is a black mage. Yuna is a white mage type of thing. Expert is when they're all kind of combined really close to each other, and you can bring them in any way you want. So you can make Tidus a black mage, say. You can make Auron a white mage instead of a fighter. You can do things. I'm going to go with the standard because I kind of like the fact that they have their predetermined roles in the game anyway. And I've never messed with the expert, so I'd rather do that on my own time, you know, and take some time into it. So we're going standard. And we want that. I won't talk through cutscenes or anything to type or anything like that, so I'm just going to let this go for now.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Alright, well the game definitely looks pretty good. Now remember, this is a PS2 game, so it's not going to be like, oh my god, it looked great, but it still looks good. Remember, it's remastered, it's not completely redone. So it's touched up. The original was not in widescreen, so that's a huge difference. And it's obviously this is running in 1080p as well. So it looks pretty awesome. So let's get going here. Alright, so Tidus is a blitzball superstar. Which the girl, I think this one gives us potions.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Alright, so Tidus.
Good luck tonight.
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
He's blocking the front row. Fifth from the right.
Got it.
I think we talked to her again.
Thank you for the autograph. Thank you for the autograph.
Is it not her? Maybe it's not her. Somebody gives you potions.
Thank you for the autograph. Can you sign this?
No problem.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too.
Take it easy.
Your floating house. It's cool. Can I see inside?
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well...
You can't tonight.
I mean, tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jecht, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jecht all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa. Didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jecht Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jecht's blood and the new hope of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
I know that's how, I know that somebody gave you potions. I remember she had pink on. I thought it was the first girl. So he's talking about Jet, who is Tidus' father. Reminiscent about when he used to play. He vanished at one time and basically disappeared. So Tidus got some daddy issues.
Coming through. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.